Today we're going to take a look at a moss stitch scarf. For this project, we have some Vanna's Choice pink yarn. It's an acrylic. And our needles today are size 9. And this project's being knitted in the round. To get started, for the first stitch in every row, I like to slip the stitch. This creates a cleaner edge. And this is the beginning of a new row. I had just previously done 2 purl stitches for the first stitch, so now we're going to do 2 knits in a row on that same spot. So knit 1, this is a knit stitch, so we're going to purl it. Purl stitch becomes a knit. Wrapping the yarn over counterclockwise and sliding it off the needle. This was a knit, so it becomes a purl. Move the yarn to the front. Put the needle through the front of the yarn. Wrap under and through. And purl stitch becomes knit. Stick the needle in the front. Move it around counterclockwise with the yarn. Pull it through and off. Yarn comes back to the front for the next purl. Go under, so it wraps counterclockwise and off. Purl becomes knit. Put the needle through the front to the back, wrap around counterclockwise and off. Move the yarn to the front. This was a knit, becomes a purl. Wrap the yarn under, around to the back, and off the needle. For this project, I like to hold the yarn in my left hand, the working yarn. It goes much faster once you get on a roll. Wrap it around my pinky finger and over my index finger. And then from the working yarn, since it's a purl, it becomes a knit, put the right needle through the yarn in front of the left needle, slide it to the back, wrap around counterclockwise, bring the needle to the front, down and through the hole, and off the needle. Next stitch was a knit for the 2 previous rows, so it becomes a purl. I stick the needle in through the front of the yarn, wrap the working yarn under, through the back, and off the needle. And again, this is a purl, becomes a knit, round counterclockwise, up and off, knit becomes purl, go through the front, put the yarn in front with our working yarn in front, pull under and off the needle. Purl becomes knit, right needle through the front, towards the back, wrap around counterclockwise, pull the yarn through the loop on the left needle and then off. Move the working yarn to the front for the next purl. Right needle goes through that little V in the front loop, wrapping the working yarn under, through the hole, and off the needle. And just continue for the entire row, working every other stitch is first a knit, and then a purl. When we get to the end of the row, we'll pick it up again. All right, so we're ready to pick up again, and we just finished that row. Now the working yarn is at the end of this needle, so I'm going to turn the work around. The circular needles, it's so much easier. And again, I'm going to look at the pattern to see where I go. I always start by slipping the first stitch off the needle That way I get a nice smooth edge. I'm going to wrap the needle around my pinky and then my index finger. Get enough off the ball here. Pinky, index finger. Slip the first stitch, and now I look for the pattern. This is going to be the second row of the 2-row repeat. This stitch next is a purl, so it's going to be purled again. That way I have 2 purl stitches in a row. This was a knit, so I'm going to knit again, wrapping counterclockwise. This is a purl, so it's a purl again. This is a knit, so I'm knitting again. This is a purl, so I'm purling again. This is a knit, so it's a knit again. And we'll keep following this pattern all the way to the end of this row. And here you can see there are 2 knit stitches in a row. There are 2 purl stitches in a row. And as soon as we get to all the way to the end of this row, we'll be ready to start the pattern over. So it's purl, then knit, and purl counterclockwise, and knit, all right, so we're coming to the end of the second row in our 2-row repeat. Just going to pull off a little more yarn here so we can finish this off. Since it's a 2-row repeat, knit still is a knit, wrapping counterclockwise and off the left-hand needle. Purl is still a purl, putting the needle through the front of the loop on the left-hand needle, under and off the left-hand needle. Knit is a knit, counterclockwise, wrap and off, purl the yarn in front, needle through the front, wrapping under and counterclockwise and off. Last stitch is a knit stitch, in through the front, wrapping counterclockwise off the needle. Those are the 2 rows in the 2-row repeat, and you can see that over time you get a nice little bump here in the stitching that gives it almost like a bobble effect from a distance.